So if moving abroad was a giant trust fall exercise, Portugal is the country that finally caught us at the bottom. We bet on this place before it bet on us. We put down several months of rent when we wanted to live here because we were making a bet based on the fact that we believed that we wanted to live here and just the way that the process goes here in Portugal. If you make an application for a residency visa here, part of that process is you have to show you have a place to live. So when we decided that Portugal was the next stop, when we realized Georgia wasn't going to work for us, we had to put down thousands and thousands of euros and sign a lease for at least a year, banking on this place without having any guarantees that we would be approved. We thought we had everything in order to be approved. We were doing the 350 pages of paperwork for 7 people to be approved for our visas, but we had no guarantees, and that's scary. It's scary. So much of this move abroad experience is taking the leap and hoping the net appears, taking the trust fall and hoping that Portugal catches you. I don't know if you remember The Princess Bride where he's like falling down, falling down. That was the first several tries of move abroad for us, and this beautiful country and this beautiful city that I'm in right now is the place that caught us and where we finally could rest. So being here in this country, in this beautiful lovely place, came through even more hard work. If you started a few episodes ago, this is episode 4, and I've just been talking about what happened after we became accidentally nomadic as a family of 7. Portugal was where we landed in the end after everything fell apart so many times. Three times significantly. You know how in life, like, things come up and they're hard, but there's the things that just totally you crash out. That happened 3 times before we moved here, and now we're almost at 4 years. We just got our second residency cards. Finally. I still am in disbelief that I live here. I mean, like, look at this. Look at this place. And we didn't know when we started out that we were going to end up living by the ocean. We never could have imagined it, really. We are the kind of move abroad family that really needed to be conscious of our budget. With 5 kids, that's a lot of people and a lot of mouths to feed. Living in a place that feels this idyllic wasn't even on our radar as a possibility, to be honest. But it's where we ended up, and we're so thankful. I mean, we still have so many pinch me moments, I guess, where after having our dreams just dashed 3 times in significant ways, and you can watch those in start with video 1. I'm honestly I'm just blown away. I'm still blown away by the beauty of this place. I'm blown away that we get to stay. I'm blown away that we figured out after having so many things go wrong. I'm amazed that we stuck it out long enough, I guess. Like we held on through the difficulties long enough to get to this place of peace and rest. A place where there's actually space for me to be a human and to not rush all the time and to just be. Portugal has been the place where we could let down from the constant vigilance first of America, but also, I mean, there was quite a bit of constant vigilance that came and stresses that came in trying to make the move abroad thing work. Like with the significant roadblocks that we hit, we were stressed. Even when I look back at pictures of myself during those first few years of living abroad, like I remember loving it. I remember loving living abroad and what it meant for us, but also I was stressed. I mean, I was carrying a lot of stress weight. When I look back, I don't look super healthy, you know? I mean, weight doesn't, I don't want to be super focused on that. It's not the whole story, but it tells some things, right? When you're just holding on to stuff from having so much stress in your life. And our first few years of living abroad were just so stressful. And so, yeah, living here, ending up at the sea and having it be a place we get to stay and live is incredible. When we were like looking for a place here, I told the kids, you know, maybe we're going to get to live in a place with a lot of bedrooms where everybody could have more space, or maybe we're going to get to live next to the sea, but probably we won't get both because I just assumed that we wouldn't be able to find a place big enough that we could afford that was near the ocean. It was a really wild time to try and find a place to live because there were a lot of people, just the real estate market. We weren't buying a house, we were renting. There's a lot of competition, and I wasn't even here in the country at the time. We were literally like applying to live in places that we'd only seen in pictures and like willing to put down a deposit, like, hey, hi, can we live there? Here's our deposit. So it felt like another financially scary situation. We were looking in a very large segment of the country, probably driving like an hour south of Lisbon to an hour and a half north of Lisbon, or a little bit more. So we were just looking for anything that would work for our family of 7. And wow, the waves are kicking up. I'm going to show you around here a little bit in a minute. But we were just hustling. I was messaging all of these places and like, hi, can we live there? I'm ready to put down my, my deposit on this place just from pictures, never having been there. And somehow we ended up in our gorgeous townhouse here on the Silver Coast. It had enough spaces. It's only a 3-bedroom, but there's like several more flexible spaces. So each of my kids ended up having their own small spaces as their sleeping area. And that just felt like such a gift because they were all getting to be teenage age. My youngest was 9, 10. No, he was 10. So they were like 10 to 16ish, 15ish when we moved here. So they were really needing their own space, and I just didn't expect that we would get to live in a place that looked like this and also feel like we had enough spaces for everybody to have their own space. And after first being accidentally nomadic and living out of suitcases and living in all kinds of different situations, and then having the stress that we had because of the day 2 video stuff that I mentioned, we just needed a place to get relief, a place where we could just be welcomed and be allowed to stay. And not only did we take a great risk in signing a lease and dropping our stuff because we were coming from Georgia, remember? So like we needed to apply for our visas from America, and we were coming from Georgia. And so we dropped all our stuff through Portugal at a house we were paying for that we weren't able to live in yet because we didn't have permission to be staying here long term. So you can be here for a while. You can be here for like 90 days on your US passport, but you also have to be in the States when you're applying. And so we needed to be able to be in the US to do the application process. So, I mean, we just dropped off all our earthly belongings here and headed to America in hopes that we could come back. I mean, we really bet on Portugal. Another way that we bet on Portugal was that to have the amount of money in the bank that we needed to have, you know, like it's a certain number, you have to show a certain amount of money per person in the bank. And so we actually used some of our retirement money. We were like, this is not wisdom that we've heard from advice, you know, good money advice. But we were like, this is an investment in our future. Like we wanted to be on the path to European citizenship for our kids, for their future. We were just like, well, if the point of investments is investing in your future, we're gonna take money out of our retirement accounts and we're gonna set it in this bank so that we have what Portugal wants for us to be able to be allowed to come and to get on that residency path. And so that felt really gutsy. It felt really irresponsible, to be honest. But so much of this move abroad experience has felt very, very irresponsible. When you like look at traditional wisdom about what it is to be good with money or to make decisions with your life. And yet, I think a lot of us in the world right now are seeing that even if we tried to make all the best responsible decisions, I mean, that was us with real estate in America. Like, we just failed with real estate. The things that were supposed to work did not work for us. And so I think sometimes in life, you have to really just say, this might look crazy to everybody else. It might look irresponsible, and yet we're going to take the risk. We're going to do the trust fall, and we're going to hope that it works out. And I mean, sometimes you hit the cliff a few times on the way down before somebody catches you. And that's what happened to us, you know. But finally, we found our place to like rest and be at peace and have a long-term place to be. And I just wanted to show it to you. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit here and just show you some of the beauty of this place. But thanks for coming along on the Accidentally Nomadic ride with us. We did obviously eventually get our application, all of them approved, and we ended up living here, and we've lived here now longer even than a lot of places that we lived in the States. We're almost at 4 years, and I feel like we're still just teenagers. That stage feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. There's always a lot of really high stakes things happening with teenagers. Yeah, this has been such a beautiful, peaceful place to hold us while we like shepherded our kids through these tumultuous teenage years. So anyway, I just wanted to share the joy with you today of this place. And tomorrow I'll come back and I'll talk more about Portugal and about what it's been like for us. It has been a restful place, and also I just want to be really real about who is going to do well here and who's not. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm curious if you can see like the fish down there. There are so many fish. I've been distracted while I was making this video because they're like, so I was sitting down there and I looked over this way on this cliff. I was totally distracted while I was talking to you guys because like I think there's a path. It's like this hidden place. I'm always discovering like new places. I had no idea this was here. I think there might be like a cave carved out here. I don't know. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Look at that. I had no idea this was here. There's like seriously nothing marked. It smells very fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh, yeah. I wonder if you can see them now. These are not... These are big stairs, friends. Okay. Oh my word. This is wild. Plenty of cigarette packs down here. Lots of people, locals, I'm sure. Locals besides me knew that this existed. This is wild. I can't believe this is here. Okay. So, wow. What is happening? Oh my gosh. There's more. There's another down there. This is nuts. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Ooh, does not smell good down here. Ew, 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 ew. Wow. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm trying not to hit my head. Oh, look at this. Okay. Well, now you can see the fish. So many fish. I'm sure I'm in the shadows, but I just wanted to sign off here. I'm Andy. I'm here to remind you every day to dare to truly live and to not give up your dreams, even if they're like a trust fall. And I want to remind you to go find the beauty today. Go looking for it like I did. And hang in there, friend. There's a lot of beauty to come. See you tomorrow.